Hey everybody, this is Robin Taylor with Taylor Freelance, and we're here to show you the latest toys we're bringing out to maximize the competitive effectiveness of the Canik SFX. The Canik SFX, as many of you know, is growing an increasing following among competitive circles for its flexibility, its controls layout, reliability, ease of taking optics, and price point. It's all the way around, it's a very competitive gun. One of its weak points, however, is it's really lightweight. Lightweight is great if you have to carry it around all day, but for a range and competitive gun, you're eating more recoil than you have to. So we've done various things to try and calm the gun down in firing. The main one being what I'm showing you today, which is the solid brass backstrap that we just released. By putting a solid brass backstrap in here, we're adding more than 3.5 ounces of non-reciprocating weight to the frame. Makes the gun more reliable in weak-hand shooting because the frame is more massive and you don't have to hold onto it as hard to get the slide to cycle. And it moves the center of gravity down dramatically. Instead of being all the way up here, kind of on the edge of the slide, it moves the center of gravity down to halfway between the top of the trigger guard and the top of the mag release with the magazine inserted. So collectively, we add 3.5 ounces to the frame, mellows the recoil out a bit. We got a more aggressively checkered backstrap, so it doesn't move in your hand, doesn't have a tendency to move in your hand as much. And yeah, generally we just improve the recoil behavior of the gun. If you're competing in USPSA carry optics where you're allowed 140 millimeter base pads, why would you not use them? The 20 rounders from Canik work really well, but if you can carry a couple of extra rounds with you, why wouldn't you? So we adapted our existing +4 base pad just by changing the material and made them out of solid brass. So these weigh a little better than 2 ounces by themselves. I can get one on there. Come on. Always on the video. There we go. Screw up my finger tight, and now all of a sudden I've added another 2 ounces to the gun. And we're much heavier than where we were to start with. Now I've added 3.5 plus 2, 5.5 ounces, something like that. And now, as you can almost see it the way I'm holding the gun now, where the balance point is way down by the mag release. Kind of below center on the trigger guard. So when the gun recoils, its center of mass is coming into my palm instead of being above my palm and ratcheting around. You really notice this as the gun becomes empty. If you started out with 20 147 grain bullets in the normal plastic-based magazine in the plastic frame gun, by the time you get down to round number 19 or 20, the gun feels different than it did at round number 1. So by adding some weight to it, mellows all that out, mellows the recoil behavior out, makes the gun more comparable to the heavier guns used in carry optics competition, and plus it blings the thing up. I mean, they're just, with the brass on there, they just look pretty sexy. However, if you're shooting USPSA or 3-gun, we can take it a step further. Our brass backstrap has a mount point built into it to accept Taylor Freelance mag wells. So you set your mag well on, run the Allen wrench through the hole and in to grab the screw, and then you turn it back out so that I'm pulling pressure this way. I'm not screwing it in, I'm pulling it out that direction. And that tensions the mag well to where you get a non-rattle solid hookup. And there you go. Now we've added yet another 2+ ounces to the gun with a brass mag well. Now the gun is firmly below center. You know, we're way down in this area before we finally get the gun to tip over. And the gun behaves just much more neutrally, hangs in my hand. When I drop when I do a mag change, it doesn't flip around like a typical polymer frame gun does. And yeah, you end up with a really slick kit. So that's what we've got so far for the Canik SFX. Brass strap, heavy brass mag well, brass base pad. You'll find it online as a weight kit.